Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Martin Salama. And I'm so happy that you said yes to our interview. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful, Caroline, and how are you today?
I'm fantastic because I meet you today. You are on my calendar, and I would like to know everything about you. And I know already a little, and this is what I want to present to our audience. You are the architect of the Warrior's Life Code, and that has been helped entrepreneurs shift from worry and lack to abundance and being a life warrior. Why spend your time worrying when you can be living incredibly full every day? Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Martin Salama. Tell us more about the life warrior that you are.
Thank you so much. So, the life part of the Life Warrior is an acronym for live incredibly full every day. All right. And for me, that's everything. If you could live incredibly full every day, then you're going down the right path.
Yes.
And yeah. And for me, it means two things. It means that you're happy and that you're having a meaningful life. There's a difference between the two. Happy for me is being that you are self-love, self-care, even selfish. And meaningful is selfless. What are you doing for others? So when you have both happiness and meaningful, then you could live incredibly full every day.
Yes, and this is why we are doing this podcast interview, right? Because we love life, we love helping others with our insights. And yeah, of course, my first question, you've been known as the architect of the Warrior's Life Code. Can you share the core principles of the Life Code and how it helps entrepreneurs transform from a mindset of worry and scarcity to one of abundance and fulfillment?
So the core message is that we have within ourselves the ability to have a mindset of abundance. But many of us get into that worry and lack mindset. So it's about understanding how to shift it, how to recognize that you have value. Many people, especially in the coaching area and the consulting area, and regular business entrepreneurs as well, they believe that they have a good product, but they don't believe in themselves enough. So as a result, the product or the service that they have doesn't get the value that it deserves because they're nervous about it. So they hold themselves back, which holds their product, which holds their service back. So I help them shift that. And lately I've been doing it by showing them how they can put together a high ticket offer that can be scalable and get to 7 figures within 2 years or less guaranteed.
Wow. You give a guarantee on that?
I do.
Wow, this is good news for all of you out there looking for exactly this. Please reach out to Martin. He's amazing. And of course, I have another question. You emphasize the importance of living incredibly full every day. What are some practical steps or habits that entrepreneurs can implement immediately to start living a fuller and more abundant life?
So it starts every morning by waking up and writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. Every day I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. I pull out a good notebook, like a moleskin type of notebook that has some value to it, not just a flimsy piece of paper. And I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. It could be anything. I'm grateful that I had a good night's sleep. I'm grateful that the sun is shining, or I'm grateful that it's raining, whatever it is. I'm grateful that I have a wonderful relationship with my wife. I don't know what it is, but write down at least 3 things. Then go out and have the mindset of I'm looking for opportunities every day, and I'm looking to get away from finding the problems. And that's where I live incredibly full every day comes to play. Because if you use that mindset and you have a mindset of appreciation, you're opening yourself up for the opportunities and to have that wonderful positive atmosphere around you.
Wow, that's so true what you just shared about gratitude. It's so important. And when you start the day with gratitude, then life gives you more things to be grateful for, of course. And also, three things, everyone will find three things. And you pointed out that it's important to find a notebook of value. I like how you implemented the word flimsy, not one from the dollar shop or something.
Right, right.
Yeah, a high class notebook,
High
and this
quality.
high quality, and you express it to the universe, to God. I am worth it, and then it comes back to you, right?
That's right. That's right.
How cool is that? This little exercise will change your life dramatically. Many entrepreneurs struggle with the constant pressure of running a business, which often leads to stress and burnout. How does the Warriors Life Code address these challenges? And what advice do you have for maintaining balance and well being?
Yeah. So I believe the way you show up, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you show up in your business with the people that work with you, the people that work around you, the people that are have anything to do with you with a positive mindset, open-minded, willing to hear ideas, willing to share, willing to be a leader, not a boss. You're opening up. You are the example for your business. So the more that you show, the more the business will be like you. If you walk into the business with, oh my God, we need sales. Oh my God, everything's falling apart. That is what everybody else will feel. They'll feel that energy and it will bring them all down and they'll all be getting nervous and fear will come in. But if you walk in with the verve and saying, let's figure out what's the next big thing we can do for our clients to make them happy, to make them successful. And don't think about the money. Think about what can I do for them?
I see. So it is important to always focus on from the client's needs and to serve them in the best possible way, of course. And that reflects then from you to your employees, let's say, when you walk in with a positive attitude, then this is your day. This is the best day you ever had in your life. Of course, I love this attitude you just shared. I can relate to that. Can you elaborate more on the values of a leader, because you pointed out the difference between leader and boss?
Yeah. Yeah. So a leader is someone who walks in and says, how can we all work together to make this better? A boss walks in and says, you do this, you do that, and come back and tell me what happened. Right? Or they micromanage, or they come back, they come in and they bark out orders. And that you're not building relationships, you're not building long-term community. You're just looking for the dollar at the end of the day. Not that the dollar is not good, it is, but it's how you approach it that makes the difference.
I understand you can earn the dollar in a hard way, in a negative way, or you attract it, it comes to you, it flows to you every day effortlessly, right? It's so
Yeah,
nice what you described. Thank you so much. Let's have a look. Your approach focuses on shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. Can you share a success story or a personal experience that highlights the transformative power of the Warriors Life Code?
absolutely. I can definitely do that. But let me just before I'm going to read something from somebody in my organization, somebody that worked with me. Okay, uh, and his name is Joshua. So I'm just going to look for a minute as I do it. But before I do that, let me just give you an idea of what I mean by shifting from lack to abundance. When you get up and you say, I can't do this, or this is too difficult, or how am I going to do this? You're already setting yourself up for failure. Instead, wake up and say, how can I do this? I can do this, and I get to do this, not I have to do this, right? So somebody like Joshua says, when I started working with Martin, I was ready to give up all hope of living a happy life. I thought this was my last shot. And if this didn't work, I would give up and become a tool for other people's happiness. I didn't understand that I had eternal limiting beliefs and rationalize that that were keeping me tied to my old way of thinking. Since I started working with Martin, I've gained positive clarity on life. I've accepted my own power and choice, and I've taken responsibility for my choice and let go of those choices that were not mine. I have decided to live in abundance and gratitude. Because of these changes, Martin taught me I am happier, I have better relationships, and I have more clients because I'm being my real positive self. Looking back, all I wanted was hope that I could start to heal. Needless to say, I have that now.
I'm impressed. What a
Thank you.
testimonial. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Martin, for helping him, for working with Joshua. So amazing what you said. And I love how you pointed out the word choice. You know, the word choice, I renamed my podcast from Inspired Podcast to the Inspired Choice Today. So the question,
Right.
what do I choose today? And because we have the choice and the awareness about that is what some of the people are lacking, right? So we
Right.
can choose between lack and abundance. And yeah, and this is what you described and how you help entrepreneurs with the Warriors Life Code, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you bring up awareness, and this is huge for me. I believe that people think they understand that what awareness is, what self-awareness is. But after I speak with them and I talk about what I believe is the difference between self-aware and self-conscious, they start to realize they were aware, but they were really self-conscious, not self-aware.
Yes,
And
that's the
I
difference.
and I yeah, I talk about the difference between self-aware and self-conscious.
Between because awareness is everything there is, things appear and disappear, it's the observer in us. So that means we get to choose. We get to choose
Exactly.
which side we are on. And consciousness is the brain part, right? It's the thinking part, and it's not always serving us.
That's for sure.
Not always.
Right.
Mm. Thank you so much. Do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of your next goals?
So yes, I always set goals for myself. I set goals for myself personally. I set goals for myself in business, for my team, and then as I go along, I'm always resetting the goal because if I get there and I'm 75% of the way there, why not reset it to something different? So one of the goals I have right now is I do workshops where I talk about my abundant entrepreneur 7-figure guaranteed that I talk about. And I have a workshop coming up in about a month. I do it about once a month. And my next my goal is to double the amount of people I had at the last workshop to my next workshop.
Wow, is it an online workshop or in
It
person?
is. It's an online workshop. It's a 4-hour deep dive workshop. And I charge $27 because I believe people pay attention when they pay. And here's the beauty. I don't get a penny of that $27. It all goes to a charity. So I do a philanthropic workshop where I show them everything in my business. It's a 4-hour deep dive. It's not one of those little webinars where I show you a little bit and go, oh, come back and I'll, sign up for this. And at the end of it, if you like what you saw, you can get the whole video, the whole recording. And if you leave me a review on LinkedIn, a recommendation, I'll give you the slides. And if you want to do it on your own, go right ahead. But if you want to do it faster, you can get involved with me and go forward. But the beauty about it is that it's the starts off by being me giving back to the community. And I picked an organization like the Gift of Life because I was fortunate enough to donate stem cells to somebody who needed it to save his life. And I'm very proud to say it saved his life.
This is impressive, and this is such a great idea that you mentioned that you don't get a penny from that, but you give it all. You give first in order to receive. Of course, it comes back multiplied. We know this is a universal law, and
Yep.
yeah, I will have a look at that. Where can we find you? Where can we find the workshop?
Well, the best place to find me, and you can find my workshop, my book. I came up with a card deck recently, which has parts of my book in it. One of them is self-aware versus self-conscious. goes a little deeper into it, and the book goes, of course, deeper, is connectwithmartin.com.
Oh, I love that so much. I will look it up. I put it in the show notes, of course, to our episode. Yes, I have to think if I have a last question for you, of course. It is about your own coaches and mentors. Do you have coaches and mentors for yourself? And who was the best coach you ever had?
Wow. So I do always have some coach in my business, some coach in my life, and they're different people because your personal coach takes care of things, excuse me, that are going side with you within you. You need a business coach to help you with your business, so on and so forth. But one of the best coaches I ever had, and I was so fortunate to be able to be coached by this woman. Her name is Genevieve Davis, and she writes books on becoming magic, on the whole magic thing. And a few years ago, she put out there that she was going to coach a few people. And I was fortunate to be one of them. And it made a big difference in my life being coached by Genevieve Davis.
Oh, I love that what you shared because it shows us as well that when there is an opportunity, you have to be ready and say yes, of course. Wow.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Now is time for your last thoughts to the audience, please.
So, my last thought to the audience is like
Mhm.
this. I mentioned earlier about gratitude, writing 3 things down you're grateful for. But how about you take it to another level? Today, when you leave, go out and you're in the world and you meet somebody, maybe it's even in the supermarket, and you make them laugh. It's okay to go out and say a joke and make them laugh, but then take it to the next level. After they laugh, tell them, thank you for filling my quota to make somebody laugh every day. Now you've made a connection with them. And they go, what? What do you mean? Yes, it's my goal to make somebody laugh, at least one person laugh every day. And it's my goal to tell them about that as well, so that maybe they want to pay it forward and make somebody else laugh.
I love that exercise. Thank you so much. We will go out now into the world and make other people laugh and smile and tell them about it. That way, we establish the connection, and then we can also exchange numbers or something and do
You
business.
never know.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This was our interview, Martin Salama. And I see you in the next episode.